Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Talk Sports podcast. Tonight's show is my top 25 college football rankings, as well as my Heisman list. And here's a little bit about myself. My name is Alec Pequignot. I'm a sports enthusiast. I watch every single college football game. And sometimes I tweet about it. This is the Talk Sports YouTube channel. And I talk about sports here. And sometimes, like tonight at 10 o'clock, I will be doing a Falcons franchise mode episode. More than welcome to join in on that. And let's get into the show. Here is my Week 10 Top 25 college football rankings. Starting at number 25, I have Kansas. 6-2. They're coming off a big upset of Oklahoma yesterday. They were not ranked last week. They were one of the teams that just missed out on the rankings last week. They're in here this week. At number 24, Tulane. Tulane is another team that was not ranked last week, but is now ranked. And if they keep winning, they will keep on moving up. Number 23, the third straight team that was not ranked last week, Kansas State. They blew out Houston yesterday and have earned a spot in my rankings. Number 22, Georgia Southern. They moved up 3 spots. They were number 25 last week. They upset Georgia State, who was in my rankings, at number 24. And now they're at number 22. At number 21, UNLV. They moved up 2 spots. No, they moved down 2 spots. They were number 19 last week. They lost to Fresno State, who you may see in a second. At number 20 is Oklahoma State. They moved up 3 spots from last week. They have a big game this week against Oklahoma, the Red River Shootout. If Oklahoma State somehow pulls off the upset, you may see them pop up higher in my rankings. At number 19 is Fresno State. They moved up 1 spot from last week. They're number 19 in my rankings now. At number 18 is Troy. They moved up 3 spots. They were number 21 last week. They're now number 18. And I like Troy. I like the group of 5. I really do. And I think there's some special teams in the group of 5. Number 17, Rutgers. They moved up 1 spot as well from 18. They're number 17 now. But they may be out of the rankings after this week because they play Ohio State. At number 16 is SMU. They moved up 1 spot from last week. They were number 17 last week. They're now number 16. And they are also a 2-loss team. At number 15, Miami of Ohio. 7-2 and looking impressive. They just beat their big crosstown rival this past week, yesterday. And Ohio University. And I like Miami of Ohio the rest of the year. They go on bye this week. We will look at their remaining schedule in a minute. Matter of fact, I'm going to go and pull that up. Here we go. Back to the rankings. At number 14, Liberty. They moved up 2 spots. They were 16 or 16 last week. They're now up to 15. They're 8-0. And I just read an interesting stat about Liberty. They have already clinched a spot in their conference championship game 8 games into the season, which is crazy. At number 13, Tennessee. Not ranked last week. Now they're inside my top 15. Joe Milton is a really good quarterback. At number 12, Toledo. 7-1. They did not play last week. They were on a bye, so they can't be moved up or moved down since they didn't play. At number 11, James Madison. Undefeated. They were number 14 last week. They moved up 3 spots as well. And I like James Madison to go undefeated the rest of the season. Number 10, Penn State. 6-1. No. Number 10, Penn State. 7-1 after barely beating Indiana. And ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow morning I will have 2 shows. One of them I will be reviewing all the top 25 games from most of the top 25 games from yesterday. And then the second one is my fantasy football advice stream. Back to the rankings though. Penn State's at number 10. I did punish them for barely beating Indiana. They almost lost to Indiana. At number 9, Air Force. They did not move up. They did not move down. They stayed right where they were. They're 8-0 now. At number 8, Oklahoma. They fell big time. They were number 4 last week. They moved back. They moved back 4 spots in my rankings from number 4. And I know what you're going to say about the number 17 on my rankings, but there's a reason. At number 7, I have Texas. 7-1. I like what they did last week yesterday against you. And I think that they can continue to win. At number 6, Florida State. I like Florida State at number 6 right now. They're going to keep winning, and that's going to help move them up. At number 5, Washington. I know they barely won. At number At number 5, Washington. I like Washington, but Washington scares me because they can't finish games. They don't know how to finish. At number 4, Oregon. 7-1. They were number 8 last week. They beat Utah, which I know Utah's not in my rankings, but they beat Utah, and I take that as a good win for Oregon, and they can keep moving on up the rankings. Number 3, Michigan. Again, they did not play last week, but they've got Purdue this week. And not saying that it's going to happen, but this could be a trap game for Michigan because the week after Purdue, so not this week coming up, so they play Purdue this week, but the next week after that, they play Penn State. And maybe, just maybe, that could be a trap game. Number 2, Ohio State. Defense is the reason Ohio State's at number 2. Their defense. Their offense is starting to come around. 24 points last night. It was a defensive stalemate. And I think Ohio State's going to win a lot of games because of their defense. And at number 1, Georgia. They beat Florida. And I think I've seen enough as of right now to put Georgia number 1. And teams that just missed out on my rankings, Louisville and Jacksonville State. Now we're going to preview the Memphis-South Florida game. And I'm going to give you some. Memphis almost lost this week to North Texas. They had to get a last-second touchdown to beat North Texas. That is why maybe, you might see this in my upset video on Tuesday. And if you haven't already, please feel free to leave a thumbs up on the video, as it helps the YouTube algorithm of this video and it gets it out to more people. But I liked what I saw from USF against UConn, even though they only won by 3. I liked how their defense stepped up toward the end of the game and just suffocated UConn and didn't let them score. And now, like I said, we will preview Miami of Ohio's remaining schedule. So here's the next 3 games for Miami of Ohio. They've got Akron after their bye week, Buffalo, and Ball State. And Akron is a 1-win team. Buffalo, I don't think, has won a game this year. And Ball State doesn't look good either. I think they can go. Out of these 3 games, I think they could go maybe 3-0, if not 2-1. With the only game they lose being to Ball State, maybe. Now on to Here is my updated Heisman list. Top 6 after week number 9, along with 3 players to watch for week 10 of college football. At number 6 in the Heisman, on my Heisman list, is a guy that was at South Florida, didn't really do well, so he left and went to Arizona State, didn't do much there. Now he's at James Madison. Jordan McLeod. This kid can sling the rock. He has a really good arm. I like him. And that is why I know what people are going to say. You need to be less biased. I'm not a James Madison fan. I'm a Jordan McLeod fan. And that's why I feel like after this week's performance, he has earned a spot on my Heisman list. At number 5, Ohio State QB Kyle McCord. He was on here in the preseason, and then I didn't know if he was going to be the starter the whole year, and he has been, actually, he's been really good, and I feel like Kyle McCord has an outside shot at winning the Heisman. At number 4, Carson Beck, Georgia. I was giving this kid no credit at all when they named him starter in fall camp for Georgia, because I didn't know much about him. Now I do, and it's grown on me. I like the kid. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback for Georgia. Number 3, Ollie Gordon III, Oklahoma State. Everybody, if you could fill out a Heisman ballot, please do, and please give this kid some votes. Ollie Gordon, he's had 2 out of the last 3 weeks. He has gone over 100 yards rushing and had at least 2 touchdowns. This kid needs to get, you need to get more eyes on this kid. I think Ollie Gordon is going to be a dark horse for the Heisman. That's why he's not inside my top 2 for the Heisman. Number 2 for the Heisman this year, as of right now after week 9, Joe Milton, 17 of 20 for over 100 yards and a touchdown and no interceptions. I would call that efficient. Efficient football, good football, and I think that deserves a spot in the Heisman list. And of course, at number 1, this shouldn't be much surprise to anybody. Marvin Harrison Jr. 5 straight games with over 100 yards receiving and at least a touchdown. If you're going to tell me that doesn't deserve to be in the Heisman consideration, then you need to go get, you need to reconsider watching college football. Just saying. Not trying to be offensive. That's my opinion. Players to watch week 10 college football. The number 3 player to watch is Jordan McLeod, James Madison University. Like I said in my Heisman thing just a minute ago, I think Jordan McLeod is being slept on, and I think more people need to start watching Jordan McLeod and James Madison. And this is another guy I talked about in the Heisman list. Ollie Gordon III, Oklahoma State. Everybody, I'm putting you on Ollie Gordon watch. He will go for over 100 yards against Oklahoma. And at least one touchdown. I'm calling it now. I'm making that bold prediction. And the last player to watch in week 10 for college football is Texas QB Malik Murphy. I like this kid. I will give you, like I said, I'm going over most of the top 25 games tomorrow. I'm reviewing them. And I will give you my full thoughts on Malik Murphy in their game against BYU. But I'm saying to keep an eye on him this week because I think he's going to have a big game. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you're feeling generous, purchase a membership. The memberships start at 99 cents a month, and they go from 99 cents a month to $14.99 a month. And you get perks with the memberships. It is very easy to purchase a membership. All you do is when you're on my page on YouTube, you click on the little join circle/square, and you click join, and you pick whichever membership you want to purchase. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out to the stream tonight. I will see you in T-minus 2 hours for Falcons franchise. Hopefully. Thank you. I'm out. Peace. See you at 10. Have a good night.